So this old town was funded by the World Bank, placing the old
World Bank.
Yes, World Bank.
Why World Bank? Hi guys, welcome to another video. We are in Mombasa and we are going to be checking out Old Town. We are starting from the very first club.
Okay, the first club in Kenya.
Okay.
It is a colonial club that was made by the British in 1897.
1897.
And this club was only for men, white men. No females, no Africans. And it had a maximum capacity of only 50 members.
Okay.
And all of them were men. And there was even a qualification fee. Before a white man was allowed to be among their members, he had to pay 250 sterling pounds before he was allowed, or before he was allowed to register as a member. And in the 1800s, that was a lot of money.
Yeah, what's the equivalent today?
We have to
calculate. Yes, maybe I'll calculate and put for you guys.
Yes, definitely.
So a nightclub.
It was a
where
nightclub.
people go to listen to music and all.
Music, alcohol. It had accommodation, everything.
Is it still operational?
It is still operational even up to date.
Can ladies now go in and black people?
Yes, after the first lady who was first accepted and given accommodation was Queen Elizabeth, 1963. So that queen, she's the one who came and questioned the management. She was asking the British officers, why did you keep a lot of neglections or so many prohibits or whatever? I think they never had good answers to answer her. So later the rules were adjusted.
Okay.
So today anybody can be a member of the club, but still you have to meet the qualifications.
Is there still an amount I have to pay to join?
Yeah, it is between 700 to 1,000 USD. Yeah, that's like 70 to 100,000 Kenyan shillings.
Guys, it's raining.
I had an umbrella.
It has been raining since I came to Mombasa. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
How close to where we have
the shed?
No, not a shed. So that's the ocean. And you can see corals all over.
Yeah.
Now the island is made up of the coral stones. Yeah. So down here sometimes we have sharks.
If I come, I have chances of seeing sharks.
There are areas that you can swim where ships are sailing to ports, especially here in Untold, because we have sharks.
Okay. Wow.
Those areas over there.
Guys, the rain is increasing. I don't know, can we take shelter?
Yeah, we can look for a shelter.
Continue later on.
A hotel called English Point.
English Point.
It's one of the most expensive hotels here.
In Mombasa.
Yeah.
It's by the ocean. English Point Hotel.
Okay, let's go through here so that we can get a good view through that side.
So all these buildings are part of Old Town
this
now.
is the club, and these are all part of the Old Town.
Okay.
So Mombasa Island is officially subdivided into two regions. We have the new town and the old town.
Yep.
So the new town is now painted with yellow. Most of the buildings over here are being painted with yellow.
In the Old Town?
In the old town. Look at that building over there.
Yeah.
That's yellow. And once you go to the old town, buildings in the old town are painted with blue and white.
You mean New Town?
New town.
You're confusing me. Buildings in the Old Town are painted with yellow.
Okay, wait.
Buildings in the New Town.
New town buildings are painted in blue and white.
I saw that.
But in the old town, buildings are painted in yellow.
Yellow.
Yes.
Okay. Now I get it. Are buildings in the Old Town purposely left old, not renovated to preserve the history and all?
They have to be renovated, but we are still using the materials that were used to make them. We are not using the current material.
Oh, when you renovate with the same material.
Yes, same material. We don't want to spoil the architecture.
Okay. I don't know what happened. I think because the rain hit the camera, I don't know. But from this point going onwards, the audio is terrible. You can hear a few words, but most of the time it's a struggle. It's like maybe my hand was blocking the camera, the sound port. I don't know. But I've decided to just do a voiceover, which makes me sad. I really hope that this video will be the kind of video that gives you the sights and sounds of Old Town. but I have to cut out the sounds because the audio is really terrible. Anyways, as we continued walking, I asked the guide whether he knows whether people stay here, and he told me some of these places are actually residentials, and most of them are private owned. They were inherited from the families or the people that owned them, and people still own them, live in them, or rent them out to date. As we kept on walking, we noticed more Oman design doors, just like we did in Fort Jesus. If you've not watched that video, it's the video before this one. Kindly check it out. I was with the same guide, and he's really very knowledgeable. And then he said for the balconies, they are wooden balconies because they are following the Oman kind of architecture. And he says they keep renovating them after a few years, but they still tend to use wood just to maintain that kind of structures. At this point, we saw Africa Hotel, and according to my guide, this is the first hotel to be built in Kenya. And I asked him why it was named Africa Hotel. He said he doesn't really know, but he thinks because it was among the first hotels to be put up in Kenya, to be put up in Africa, I mean. That's why maybe it was named Africa Hotel. And then he says that it's no longer a hotel, but it's currently a museum. They display a few things there so you can get in, take a look. And he says it's privately owned, but the owner still works with the people in charge of tourism in Kenya to make sure that it's accessible to the public. The construction of this hotel started in 1900 and it was opened up in 1901. And according to my guide, it's more than 100 years old. It has been around for so long. Guys have been hit by the rain, but we are still going strong on this tour. We are currently looking at the second oldest mosque in Kenya, according to my tour guide. He says it was built in 1507 and it only accommodates men. He says it's still operational up to now, but they built only the side for men, so only men use it to date. It's called Masjid Mandhry, or you can call it Mandhry Mosque. And we are going to take a walk further, then you're going to see a view of it from the other side. And yeah, second oldest mosque in Kenya here. I was surprised, but I had many questions as to why it's only for men. And he says back in the day when Arabs traveled for trade and whatever reason they traveled to come here, they only came as men, they didn't carry women. So of course when they first came up, they set up a mosque that could only accommodate men. And that's why it's still only operational but can only be used by men. This is a clear view of it from over here. I'm seeing house for sale, is that true?
Yeah, it is for sale.
Do they only sell to Kenyans? I know. You are currently looking at the building that served as the first post office in Kenya, but also it served as the railway offices. According to my tour guide, when the British were building the first railway from Kenya to Uganda, they had their offices over here, and he says all the construction materials were brought to this place, and then they would be taken from here and distributed to the different construction sites. Then the building on the right, the one with a pink kind of sign on the door, was the first post office in Kenya. And this post office was officially opened by the British in Kenya in the year 1899. And then what you're looking at now is Forodhani restaurant, highly recommended. We're going to check out how it looks like at the back in just a second.
So this one has a CV. It's really recommended for lunch. Most of the tourists who are doing tours here
Come here
normally
for
come
lunch.
here for lunch.
Oh, we are going to the back of the restaurant.
Yes. So this is the menu.
This is what the back of Forodani restaurant looks like. It's by the ocean, gives you such incredible views. And according to the guide, they have really good Swahili meals. He highly recommended the biryani there and the pilau. And like he said, most tourists that come here to Old Town will stop here for lunch or will end their tour here with a meal. And then from this point, you can still see the English Point Hotel, but the major reason we came here was to see the first docking area. So this block that I'm pointing at was the first docking area, and he says it's over 900 years old. So this is where the Portuguese first docked when they came to Kenya. This is where the Arabs docked and the British, and he says it's still operational. Small wooden boats will dock here, but they should be carrying light cargo like spices and a few other light things. After checking out Forodani restaurant, we walked to the back of the building that I told you had the first post office in Kenya, just to look at the mark that was put there to show that it was the first post office in Kenya. You're going to take a look at it in a few. And like I said, it was first opened up by the British in the year 1899. And according to my tour guide, it's now under the Museums of Kenya. And it's just for tourism purposes. And then he said at the top of the building, there are a few rooms that provide accommodation up to date. So if you want to sleep in the first post office in Kenya, that's how you get to do it, by booking one of the rooms up there. This building held the offices of Indians and the British. And according to my tour guide, one of the Indians that played such a big role in merchant and trade in East Africa, called Aldina Visram, had his offices here. And when he came, according to my tour guide, he employed over 500 people, and he used to trade in Ivory. We are going to get a bit closer and see the post that was put to show that this was his office and some of the work that he did.
It should be this man here, Alidina Visram. So this is his ivory, and this is the history. Guys, this is what Old Town looks like. These are the vibes.
open air restaurant?
It was just a joke, making a joke.
Oh.
Yeah, like welcome beautiful lady or whatever. Yeah. Once anybody seen with this, they know he's a tourist.
I know. This camera gives me away. Where is that side, guys?
Okay, can you see that building that is written the White House over here?
Yeah.
That is the first American consulate in Kenya. It served as the first American consulate between 1915 to 1918. So locals are calling that house Obama House.
Oh.
Yeah.
Obama House.
Obama House.
Old town.
Yeah, that's the old.
The wires, though. Every turn you go.
That's how it is.
Electricity wires.
But it's working. It's working.
Some people live up there.
Yeah, we have some people living there. So these are very old. This is 4 centuries old. 400 years old. It was a cereal house to display some probably beans, maize, a few spices.
Okay.
So the same materials that were used to bring up for Jesus, the same materials were used to bring up the holy town.
Okay.
So this is the first capital city of Kenya.
Old town. Oh, which reminds me, when my friend picked me up from the airport, the Uber driver, not airport, oh my god guys, from the train station, the terminus. I'm so obsessed with airports. Maybe the next time I come to Kenya I'll fly.
Yeah, you have to fly.
Anyways, he was telling us Mombasa was like the first county, so its county number is 001.
The first capital city. So this was the first county. Yeah, very good. That's
first
why
county,
001.
then Old Town, first capital city. Souvenir shop. In case you wanna, can get some souvenirs here. All this construction, they're putting paveways.
So all the town has been using the old sewer system that was planted by the British in the 1800s. So the pipes that were buried were very thin. Yeah, but now because the population has gone high, so this old town was funded by the World Bank. They bought us very huge pipes. We are replacing the old
World Bank.
Yes, World Bank.
Why World Bank? Form of a donation or
Mombasa is famous.
Very famous.
Yeah.
My friend from the Netherlands was telling me that Mombasa is like no other. Like she has been to many places and some places look a bit alike and share a few things, but she has not been to a place anywhere that looks like or has the feel of Mombasa. Of Mombasa.
Alright. So he enjoyed Mombasa.
She even lives here now. Yeah. Oh, we are back. Oh my god, it took me a while to realize that we are back.
We are now back to
guys, now this is Fort Jesus.
Let's go back there.
Here?
Let's come up here. Alright, so these are original World War cannons. The First World War, 1915 to 1918. So this is a German machine that was in the side of Tanzania. It was firing the British troops who were in Kenya. And this one here is a British machine that was on the Kenyan side, replying back to the Germans in Tanzania. So these weapons were fighting each other. Yeah. After that war ended, and because it's the British who won, they took even some of the German facilities and brought them to Mombasa. So Kenya, we had battlegrounds for the British officers, and Germans were in Tanzania. But these people were fighting each other. Yeah, so these are 1914 World War cannons. Pegasus, and this is Königsberg from Germany.
Pegasus?
Yeah, it's written
Königsberg.
Yeah.
They look that. Wait, one is from Germany and one is from where?
This is a German machine. Königsberg is a German mountain.
Oh.
This was named after a mountain in German.
Okay, okay.
And this is Pegasus.
Uh-huh.
This is a British machine.
Ah, they kind of, okay, no.
Yeah, they
I wanted to say they kind of look alike, but I'm starting to see the differences.
If you look at them very well, there's a difference.
Yeah, there is a difference. Ooh, so the Old Town tour ends here?
Yes.
Ooh la la, guys.
We are winding
I have
up
taken you on a trip
here.
through Old Town. You can repay me by subscribing if you've not subscribed. If you've subscribed, like, comment, share with other people that you think will enjoy. Watch more of my Kenya videos from my Kenya playlist on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you in another one. Bye.